You ever get that feeling that the internet knows you just a little too well? Yeah, there's this powerful, totally unseen engine working behind the scenes, and it's shaping pretty much everything, from the ads you see to the shows you binge watch. So today, let's pull back the curtain on that engine.
I mean, it's a super common feeling, right? You're just thinking about something and then boom, suddenly it's all over your feed online. So what's going on? How does your digital world seem to be reading your mind, knowing what you want, sometimes even before you do?
Okay, so it's not magic, and it's definitely not some kind of psychic mind reader. The answer actually has a name, and honestly, it's one of the coolest parts of artificial intelligence. It's called unsupervised learning.
So, what in the world is unsupervised learning? Well, think of an AI that's like a brilliant detective. The catch is you don't give it any clues. None. You just dump this giant, messy box of data in front of it, nothing's labeled, and it just starts finding the connections and patterns all by itself. It's basically an AI that learns without a teacher, and its whole job is to find the hidden structure inside all that chaos. To really wrap your head around it, let's compare it to the kind of AI we usually hear about. So on one hand, you've got supervised learning. That's where you're the teacher. You're feeding the AI thousands of photos that you've already labeled cat or dog. But then you've got unsupervised learning. Here, there's no teacher. You just give it a huge pile of animal photos and it figures out, on its own, how to sort them. It starts making its own groups. Okay, these look like cats, these look like dogs, just based on what they have in common. No help from us at all.
All right, so that's the big idea. But where does this stuff actually show up? I mean, where is this engine at work? Let's dive into how unsupervised learning is already a part of your daily life.
Okay, first up, marketing. For any big business, you're not just some random person in a massive crowd of millions of customers. No way. Thanks to this AI, they can actually see the hidden patterns that make up that crowd.
And here's how it really works. These unsupervised algorithms just dig through mountains of customer data. I'm talking what you buy, when you shop, what you browse, everything. And they start to automatically group people into different segments. You get your bargain hunters over here, your tech enthusiasts over there, and for the companies, well, this allows them to create campaigns that are way more targeted and, frankly, way more effective.
All right, let's take this idea even further and look at the world of retail, where the ultimate goal is to predict what you're going to buy next.
This is where you find some really surprising stuff. There's this classic, almost legendary story about a retailer that used this kind of AI to just crunch their sales data. And what it found was, on Friday nights, guys who bought diapers were also very likely to buy beer. Now, think about it. What human would ever even think to look for that connection? But once the AI found this product association, the store could literally put the beer right next to the diapers and, surprise, surprise, sales for both of them shot up.
But hey, it's not all about shopping and selling you stuff. This technology also plays a super critical role as a kind of digital watchdog. It's really our first line of defense in keeping our digital lives safe.
And here's why this is so important. New cyber attacks, by their very nature, are brand new. They don't show up with a nice little label that says, hey, I'm a virus. So an AI that's only trained to spot known threats would completely miss them. But unsupervised systems, they're different. They are constantly looking for weird stuff, anomalies, behavior that just doesn't fit the normal pattern. And by spotting those strange outliers, they can flag a potential threat way before anyone even has a name for it.
Okay, let's bring it back home to something I'm betting you use every single day, your social media feed. Because, believe me, this is where that unseen engine is really working overtime.
Yeah, social media platforms are absolute masters at this. They use unsupervised learning to group users based on all sorts of interests and behaviors. Who you follow, the posts you like, how long you pause on a video, and all that data lets them constantly fine-tune their content recommendations just for you, all to keep you engaged by making your feed as personal and as captivating as humanly possible.
But here's the thing. This technology is so much more than just a cool tool for grouping things. It's often the absolute first and most crucial step in the entire data analysis process. It's really all about genuine understanding.
Think about it like this. Before a company can build some fancy prediction system or make a huge strategic decision, they first have to understand the data they're sitting on. And unsupervised learning, that's what helps them do it. It reveals these hidden insights they never even knew were there. It's like it creates a map of their data, a map that can guide everything they decide to do next.
So when you boil it all down, what's the real core power of this AI? Well, it's pretty simple. It's about making the invisible visible.
I mean, the digital world is just full of messy, chaotic, completely unlabeled data. And the whole point of unsupervised learning is to dive headfirst into that chaos and find the secret patterns and the hidden structures that we humans on our own might never ever see. It just brings a sense of order to overwhelming complexity.
And that really brings us to one last pretty fascinating thought. We know this technology is already reshaping our digital world by finding all these patterns we miss. So if this AI can see the hidden connections that are totally invisible to us, what in the world is it going to discover next?